Hey class, good morning, and I hope you're having a great day. Happy Thursday. We made it through a week. Now we're going to take what we've been learning all week, and actually for most of you, these are formulas you've used before. And what we're going to do is we're going to take those equations and formulas and use them in a word problem. Don't let the words overwhelm you. Just focus on figuring out what is it asking you to use and what are you looking for? What do you know and what do you want to know? It's usually good to start with asking, what do you want to know? So let's look at this first one. Mr. Randall has a fish tank, blah, 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 blah. What is the total volume? So it wants you to find the volume. Well, how do we find volume? Well, we multiply the length and height and width. Tall just means height. So that's the length, that's the height, and that's the width. What do we do with those three? We multiply them together. So what is 40 times 20 times 10? Go ahead and use your brain or use a calculator. Find out what the answer is. What are the units going to be? Go ahead and calculate that and look at the answer at the back on the bottom of this worksheet and see if you got it right. All right, so let's look at the next problem. Actually, for this next problem, we are again looking at volume. Okay, but we're looking at volume of what? Volume, is it of a fish tank? No. Is it rectangular? No. It's a triangular shaped box. So it's going to look something like this. So you have a triangle for your base, and then it goes up, and you have a triangle here at the top, and it's going to look like this, a triangular based container. And it says the base of that is, it already gives you the area, which is 50 inches squared. Okay. Remember, we already have squared. For prisms, you just take the area and you multiply it by the height. That's what we did here. We found the area, multiplying those two together, and then multiplied it by the height. So we're going to take the area and multiply it by the height of 10. So that's going to be 500. 500 what? Well, that was inches squared times inches, so that's 500 inches cubed. Those are the units. Okay, so we're just taking the base. If it gives you the area of the base, ooh, you're one step ahead. All right, so let's look at some other problems. Okay, this one is your last one that's using volume. But this time, you're going to find the volume of each novel. So the volume of one novel is going to be 200 times 15 times 2. I'm sorry, 20 times 15 times 2. Well, 15 times 2 is 30, and 30 times 20 is 600, right? That's the volume of what? What did we just find the volume of? That's centimeters cubed, by the way. That is, because we have three dimensions. We have length, we have height, and we have width. 600 centimeters of one novel. That's only one novel. Well, how many novels do we have? We have 30 of them. So what are we going to do to get the 30 novels? If that's just the volume of one novel, I don't need to put a box around that. If that's the volume of one novel, what would be the volume of 30 of them? Well, we just take that number and we multiply by 30, right? So that's going to be 600 centimeters cubed times 30. Notice the 30 has no units because it's just the amount. It's the amount of books that you have. Okay, what's that answer going to be? Find out your answer and check it with your answer in the back. Okay, now these remaining questions are pretty straightforward. But you have to figure out again, what are you looking for and what do you know? So for this one, it's asking what is the area of the shape, and it gives you how tall it is and how wide it is. This is a rectangle, so you could even draw a sketch of it. That would be a good thing to do before you submit your work. Draw a sketch of it. 10 centimeters and 8 centimeters. And so they want you to find the area. Okay, so you use the area formula for rectangles. Now let's go ahead and look at these last four. This one's asking you to find the area of a circle, and it gives you the circumference. So if you know the circumference, how do you find the area? Well, we've kind of done this before, haven't we? 24 pi. So what would the radius be? First, you have to find the radius. Well, circumference is 2 times the radius times pi. So what do we do to undo multiplying? We divide. So that would mean the radius is 24 divided by 2, which is 12. Okay, now we have the radius. How do we find the area? Well, the area is the radius squared times pi. And I'll let you do that last little bit yourself. Okay? You're going to have a similar problem down here. This is similar to number 8, except you're doing it the other way around. You have an area of 36 pi, and you have to find the circumference. So you have to undo that number squared. How do you undo that? You take the square root of 36. What times what equals 36? All right, so these give you the area and one of the length, and they want you to find the other length. So I would recommend drawing a rectangle and one of the dimensions, and we're looking for this one, and we know it's going to equal 28. Well, how do we undo this? How do you find the area? You multiply that length times that length. So what are we going to do with this number? How do I undo the multiplication? That's right, you divide. So it's going to be 28 divided by 7. All right, hope that helped. Have a great day. Bye.